Today I'm going to walk you through our fourth grader's typical day as a homeschooler. For a little background, our son was homeschooled from kindergarten until the middle of second grade. So as he went back into homeschooling partway through fourth grade year, he kind of had some homeschool experience under his belt, and we were able to jump back into a similar way of homeschooling that we had done when he was younger and that we knew worked for him and the way his brain works. I like to homeschool in a way that is simple, not overly complicated, that does not take up a ton of time during the day, and does not require a ton of energy from me. We homeschooled 3 kids for a long time, and so it was really important that each child was set up in a way that they could continue to move themselves forward, even if I couldn't be hands-on with each of them at all times. And you can't be hands-on all of the time. I also am a personality that can burn out really quickly. And so setting up homeschool in a way that empowered our kids to move forward without needing me next to them and me guiding the process served both of us, the parent, teacher, and the student, child. Our older daughters, when they were homeschooled, had a similar way of homeschooling, but this is what we are doing currently with our fourth grader. And we've also found this to work when he was in second grade, and also found this to work something similar with our daughters. But here is his typical homeschool day. For his homeschooling, he's currently doing a good amount of workbooks, paper, actual writing. I will go into our curriculum choices in a different video, but for this video, I will show you what he's using. It just won't be as in depth or my opinions on these books, but you'll be able to see a good idea of what his day looks like and what his workbooks look like. His school setup is his books, his headphones, and his laptop. He and I also love to turn on the TV and pick a background music aesthetic vibe for the day on YouTube and set that in our background. I am also working during the day, so sometimes I will work at a table in the same room as him. Sometimes I will work in my office, and sometimes I'll just work on the couch right next to him. I try to make sure that the work that I am focusing on during the morning when he's doing his homeschooling is a little bit more flexible work that I can be interrupted in so that I'm not irritated by him needing me. Because in homeschooling, your children will need you. They will have questions. That's part of homeschooling. And so since I don't like to be interrupted, I make sure that I've set up my work day the best I can to be doing work that it's okay if I'm interrupted, so I'm not frustrated when he's just being a kid and is homeschooling and needs help. He typically works on the couch in our living room, but sometimes he'll move his work to the floor. We're really flexible about that. I personally don't like being stuck in one space, so I understand why he doesn't want to be either. We have an electric pencil sharpener so that he can take care of sharpening his pencils as he needs them. And he also has a pencil bag that has his most commonly needed objects: scissors, pencils, pens, glue, etc. We also have that set up somewhere else in our house in a closet. The pencil bag keeps everything right where he needs it. As I said before, most of his work is in workbooks, but in order for him to know what needs to be done for the day, we have set up a Trello board. Trello is an app. It's also something you can use on your computer that's really visual and user-friendly for younger people, younger humans. And he loves Trello because he can customize and put stickers on it, and he likes to play around with his Trello board. And so every day he has a checklist of what he needs to get done on Trello. And then for some of the subjects, he also has a separate Trello board column. I don't know what they call it. A separate Trello column on the same board that shows what he's doing for social studies or for science for that specific day. Sometimes for social studies or science, I will find a video that goes along with what he's learning, and sometimes he'll just do the book work. He actually prefers to just read the passages in the book and answer the questions. He does not like to watch a video for the sake of watching a video. So if I give him a video, I try to make sure it's actually contributing and not just busy work, so that I feel better about it, but that the actual video is something that will be engaging and help him learn the concept he's learning in the workbook. I piece that together. I put it in Trello. I assign the due date. And then for me, it's basically set it and forget it. And for him, it's just work through what has been set up for him. As you can see on Trello, I have added pictures to make it a little more fun. It's fun for me and it's fun for him, but you can keep Trello really, really simple, really, really clean. One thing he's also had fun doing in Trello is working on setting up automations so that the daily work at the end of the week, he can just click a button and it will create a new set of checklists for his daily work. All of his homeschool stuff is contained in a basket, laptop, headphones, his pencil bag, and that's pretty much all he needs for his homeschool day. Also, at some point during his homeschool morning, usually towards the beginning, he makes his own breakfast and will eat while he's getting settled in for the day. His typical school day takes less than 2 hours. If you've seen our video on our 2-hour homeschool day, we don't really follow that so much anymore. We don't do the timer system, except for in math, you'll see that instead of having a certain amount of work he has to get done, it's just a certain amount of time. So if it's an easier concept for him, he might get through multiple pages. And if it's a more challenging concept, he doesn't have to feel overwhelmed that he has a ton of work to do in something that might be more challenging for him. We have this hybrid now of timed work where he has a certain amount of time for subjects like math, and then for other subjects like science or social studies and writing, he has pages that he needs to get done. I do try to make sure that when I'm assigning these pages that they will fall within a 15 to 20 minute range of time, but sometimes they're a little more, sometimes they're less, but we're less concerned with that now and just forward, steady, consistent progress. The subjects he's currently doing are The Secrets of Storytelling, which is essentially a creative writing and personal writing book. He's doing social studies, 2 pages a day, science, 2 pages a day, handwriting, 2 pages a day, math for 15 minutes a day, and then he also has a question a day journal as well, where he answers a question, and he is working on speech and working on improving his ability to speak clearly. We have also added in logic puzzles. I have printed all of these out from online. Usually Teachers Pay Teachers, and he enjoys doing those. Here's an example of what it looks like if he clicks into science. His science curriculum is set up by weeks and days in the actual book, and so the heading week 2, and then the days correspond with the pages in the book, and he's able to check those off as he does it so he can visually see where he's at. For math, he's using an iExcel workbook. He does all of his math in here on paper, and I'm able to customize which problems he's doing. If he understands the concept really well, we might skip problems, or if he's struggling, we will take more time and do more problems. For science, he's doing 180 days of science. These are set up by weeks and days. His goal is 2 pages a day, so he's getting through about 2.5 weeks of science every single week, and he answers the questions and then we go over them together. For social studies, he's doing 180 days of social studies, which is set up really similarly or exactly like the science curriculum. There are weeks, there are days. He's doing 2 days a day of the social studies curriculum. So he's moving through about a week and a half of social studies every single week. The question a day journal for kids is so he can answer personal questions, and we'll have a really cool keepsake of things that he wrote about when he was this age. For his language arts, he's doing The Secrets of Storytelling, and I assign what pages I want him to read and write in each day. As you can see in his board here for Secrets of Storytelling, he'll click on the day and it will tell him what pages to do for each day, and I've assigned a due date at the top of the Trello board. Trello is really fun. I'll do a separate video sometime on setting this up for your children, but I love that you can assign due dates. We love that it's colorful. We love that it's clear, and when they're done with an assignment, they can move it over to the side, and then they can look back and see all the work they've done, which helps you feel really accomplished. At the bottom of his daily task list on Trello, there is also an option where I have ideas listed of different things he could do if he is bored or wants to work on something else. That way he's not constantly asking me, he has it right there. Some days he'll do extra and some days he won't. As you can see, his day is really set up to empower him to know what the work is and to move forward in that work. And then I'm available for questions as needed. We keep it really, really simple. And as you begin to empower your children to be able to kind of run their own homeschool day, you'll have space to breathe, and they'll start to feel really confident and capable of learning new concepts, figuring out how to stay organized, figuring out how to self-motivate themselves. And these are the skills that ultimately we really want our kids to have. To be capable, to know they're capable, to be good learners, to be resilient, to be self-motivated, to be self-disciplined. And setting up our homeschool days like this has really helped each of our children become all of those things. If you have any questions about how we set up our homeschool day or any videos you'd like me to create expanding on any of these things, just let me know in the comments. And I hope that this helped you see tangibly how you could really set up a homeschool day that kind of runs itself for your children and builds some really cool skills and keeps it simple, as well as lets them not be on a computer the whole day and lets them be in some books and actually writing. Thank y'all for being here again. Subscribe if you want more videos like this and don't want to miss a thing, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.